Forex versus futures trading, which one is better? By the end of this video, you know exactly which one is the best one for you. So let's talk about Forex first. Now Forex, there are pros and cons. Futures, there are pros and cons. The good thing about trading Forex is that normally for Forex, brokers are going to give you higher leverage. Now, I always say this in my channel, okay? If a broker offers you 1:4,000, don't go all the way, max it out. Because the best traders that I know, they use a leverage of less than 1:50. Of course, once in a while you find a pro trader who's using high leverage, but most of them, studies have shown that they don't over leverage on an average day. And another good thing about Forex is that it has low barriers of entry, meaning almost anybody can start a Forex account. In fact, the capital requirement for a lot of Forex brokers nowadays is so low, like $1. Can you trade with $1? Technically, yes, but then practically, it's just not it, because you don't have enough margin to sustain the drawdowns. But the good thing is that you can start with a $500 account, $100 account, and then you can start practicing how to trade live. And another good thing about Forex is that it is a 24/5 market. From Monday to Friday, it is 24 hours. So it's like you get to live the 9 to 5 life. You work from Monday to Friday, then you take a break on Saturday, Sunday. Okay, the top traders, we work hard in the weekends too. And if you live in Asia, like Singapore, Malaysia, then you can wake up in the afternoon and then you can still trade in a very liquid session. You don't need to wake up early in the morning, just like those living in the US. So you can become your own boss and sleep until afternoon if you want to. Now this next benefit is not really a full benefit because there's no centralized exchange. So the good thing is that it allows you to be more flexible about it, but then the downside is that the market makers, they can do almost anything they want without you even knowing it. So it's kind of like gives you more flexibility, gives you more freedom, but then at the same time people can do things without you knowing it. Now for the pros of futures. For futures, there's a regulated exchange, so it means that the pricing will be more transparent. And because it's regulated, when market makers, they want to manipulate prices, do weird things behind your back, it's more restrictive as compared to Forex. And this next benefit can also be a downside, okay? Is that futures, they have fixed contract sizes. And sometimes, if you look at pound, it has a very weird contract size. And this is how futures trading is. So you know what to expect. And hence you can better manage your risk properly. But then the downside is that you cannot be flexible about it, because for Forex, you can just use any lot size that you want. But nowadays, futures, it's more flexible because institutions, they want to cater to retail traders. So hence, there are e-mini contracts nowadays and also e-micro contracts. And also, this the main good thing about futures market is there is volume data available. Now, if Forex, there is a proper place where you can look at the volume, it can really increase the probability of your trade, okay? Even for stocks, if you incorporate volume price analysis, you can further increase the probability of your trade. So if you prefer regulated markets, then futures is definitely something that you should consider, especially if you're an experienced trader. And if you want to join a futures prop trading firm, you can consider this prop trading firm called Apex Trader Funding. There are various plans available, trade-of-it, rhythmic plans. Make sure you go through all the requirements to find one that fits your own risk appetite, because different plans, they have different profit goals and also daily drawdown requirements. Some of them don't even have daily drawdown requirements. And you can trade with them using Ninja Trader. You can trade equity futures, currency futures, agricultural futures, basically commodity futures. So if you want to sign up with Apex Trader, I'll put the link down in the description below and in the pinned comment so you can sign up as well. The downsides of Forex. If you sign up with a market making broker, you realize that they would do things not really behind your back, but you can just see it on the chart. You want to trade the news, you try to open the trade, it doesn't get executed at the price that you want, or you want to open a trade and it gets requoted. So if you go with a market maker, there's going to be stop hunts, spreads widening, especially during news events. Now, floating spreads are normal within the brokerage industry. But then if you see spreads widening, when there's no significant event happening, that's a major issue. And also Forex, contrary to what all the Lamborghini Forex gurus on YouTube preach to you, that you can just follow his signal, that you can buy a Lamborghini and then you can like live the life that I have. By the way, buy my course. Remember that way too many people are preaching to you that Forex is super easy. But if you talk to the professional traders, I've been speaking in many hedge fund events over the past few years. I also have a finance degree, so I have a finance background. If you talk to investment bank traders, they will tell you that it requires hard work. Why don't people tell you that on social media? Because if I tell you the truth about things, you wouldn't buy my signals. Okay, by the way, I don't sell signals, okay? I don't provide signals. Those on Telegram are all fake stuff, fake accounts. It requires not only a lot of discipline to study it. By the way, if you look at my study channel, I study every day without fail. It requires deep macroeconomic knowledge, meaning fundamental analysis knowledge. There's also no volume transparency, no volume data, since it is a decentralized market. And also one side thing is that Forex, the name itself has been so tarnished over the past 10 years to the point whereby when I write a book, I don't even want to put the word Forex in it. Because so many gurus with no finance background, they can just come up and teach after Googling a few stuff, and some of them even copy my content, just watch my videos, then they go and teach. So Forex, if you decide to get into it, make sure you learn from the right people too, okay? The downsides of futures. A lot of times it would require higher capital requirements as compared to Forex. Some contracts in futures would require more than $5,000 in margin. And the market is not 24/5, so it means that you will need to adjust your trading style a little bit to suit the market closing so that you can close your trade before the market closes. And the other thing about futures, especially Forex futures as compared to spot futures, is that if you have been trading spot Forex for quite some time, then you switch to Forex futures, then it's like dollar yen in spot Forex, then yen dollar in Forex futures. So it can be quite confusing for you when you first start out, especially when you're a spot Forex trader and you want to switch to Forex futures. Take note of the change in between base currency and counter currency, okay? Because you don't want to buy and sell the wrong thing. And also for every Forex futures contract, you need to check the amount of contract sizes. And for futures traders, your best friend is the CME website, okay? All the information is there. How is it delivered? What's the settlement like? What's the expiration date? And also for futures, the exchange fees and also commissions, they can add up, okay? And also I want to tell you a story about futures, okay? Is that last time when I was in university studying for my finance degree, I further specialized into equities, derivatives, currencies, economics. Then every time I go to school, okay, there's always this talk, gossip, where everybody is talking about, hey, you know what? Don't take this module because a lot of people fail it. And I was like, what module is that? So, derivatives, futures and options. So what happened was that because at that time I was busy with a lot of events, I did not take the time to bid for my modules on time. So all the modules that I want were taken by people. What is left was the hardest one to pass. And that semester was my final semester. Like if I fail derivatives, man, I gotta explain to my Asian mom, Mom, I'm gonna repeat the semester. Imagine if you explain to your Asian mom, Mom, I failed in school. You know what I'm saying? Can I repeat one more semester to an Asian mom? You know what's gonna happen. It was the hardest module I need to study. I studied so hard, and it was the final exam, final day of school. I still remember. It's like, imagine if I put in all this work and then I failed in the final day of the exam. But then good thing is because I put in the work, okay, I managed to pass it, and then I got a B plus. I would love to get an A, but there were so many formulas that I've forgotten, especially the options, graphs that I need to draw. Oh. Point is this, futures can be hard and confusing for a lot of beginners. So if you are a complete beginner in the financial markets, make sure you take the time to study. Don't skip the whole learning process because you're going to regret in the long term. So in summary, which one is better? It depends on your experience and your goals and your trading style and your preferences. So you choose Forex if you prefer to start with a low capital and you're a scalper, swing trader, or macro trader, fundamental analysis trader, and you prefer a more flexible trading lifestyle. And you choose futures if you prefer the more transparent way of getting involved in the financial markets and you also need volume data. And also if you trade commodities, indices or bonds, then futures is better for you. And most importantly, only touch futures when you are more experienced. Don't go into futures trading on day one when you have no experience in trading at all. So let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer, Forex or futures. And with that, I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.